Good afternoon. This is Julie, J Auto Trading Strategies. It is Tuesday, May 29th, 3:21 p.m. The market's just closed, and the market's tanked today, mainly on Italy concerns. They were not able to put together a new government, and everybody over there pretty much works for the government or did at one time, sort of like our system, serve a couple of years, get full benefits or close to full benefits and the full retirement package and the full pension and all that. You can be a one-term senator and get it. I think you have to be reelected in Congress, but still, even a two-year term, a one-term congressman gets a lot of benefits. So it's pretty similar to the United States. And but the problem is that everybody over there, like Greece, at one time or the other, them or their brother or your cousin work for the government. Nobody's working. There's not that many, regular big employers. So that's why everybody went into the government. So they're having the Brexit stuff and the Italy stuff, and so the money floated over here to our 10-year, and you can see the price of that came up pretty good. Um, the market analyzer is working out great, shows those short-term trend and momentum changes as the markets move up and down. The NASDAQ kind of reverted back to its mean, making up some of that loss from the bottom, uh, trying to get back, to the middle. The Dow really came down hard, but also likewise pulled back. Where's my YM right there? Came down really bad. We'll take a look at some of these markets. And I made a couple of modifications to both of these templates, the high-low 2 and the linear regression bands. The linear regression bands now has a new indicator showing what that overall linear regression is. And so now I can put the underlying indicator on the level 4, but have the overall indicator sort of sitting on top on this new JATS linear regression indicator. So I'm glad I can put my level 4 up. I don't have to show the level 1 or the all um, with this. I'm able to show the level 1 and then recognize, or the level 4, excuse me, the level 4. So I can see what the actual price movement is doing, but recognizing I probably am not going to get far in that up move. Just like today, it got up, didn't quite close the gap, came back down. So we've left a little bit of a gap up here. So the market will likely come back up there in the pre-market and close that, or aftermarket, excuse me, Globex. Um, so I'm really liking this new addition with this linear regression indicator on the chart, helping me eyeball what price is actually doing. So I knew not to sell anymore because the linear regression is moving back to the mean. Likewise, now I can put my 15-minute chart back up because I've got the 3-minute linear regression on the high-low 2. So now I've got two bands going. I could not stop myself. Somebody was asking me, are you going to put the linear regression on the high-low 2? And I'm like, I am. I'm sort of waiting for BloodHound 8 when I put my whole system together. And I went, go ahead and just add the bands and then add an indicator to trade it also. So I've got the 3-minute level 1 that will tell us, that price is moving directionally. So if I want to trade now triggers on that 3-minute one, I can do so. So my 3-minute linear regression 1 is available now in the high-low 2. Likewise, the 3-minute all. So if you want to look at an all band versus a one band, so here's your one band versus an all, you can set it up to do that and elect just to trade this part of the market. Now, with the overextended period, I've got my 20 under 20 um, up here, under 20 and over 20. So if you just want to trade over 20, sometimes it's like an overbought, oversold indicator. It gets really good when it starts going directionally, overbought, oversold, over 20, under 20. Um, you can do that. I don't have the overbought, oversold 20 tied to the 3 minute. That's something I could add for you later. Um, I am going to be, updating these indicators, these templates for Bloodhound 8, and that's really what I'm sort of waiting for so that we can trade multiple markets together with using this system. I also have the first touches on trigger 3 and 4, first touches above or below the 20. So below the 20 first touches at trigger 3, very, very good setup. Get you in that initial early stage. Missed it here by just a tick. And or if you just want to trade all of them, first touches, this is the sweet spot, that new trend trading system. So got some ideas for this template for Bloodhound 8. Get this onto multiple markets, and so I'll go over this bar in depth this week in the trade room. Um, I can keep expanding it and adding things. I've just got all kinds of ideas for it. So, um, and likewise, I've got a new template to help you backtest in Blackbird um, and figure out by time of the day, a day of the week, even what triggers historically over the past month have been working at what time period. So that's been very helpful too for me. So I'll get into that in our webinar this week on Thursday. So go ahead and register for that so I can unveil it and show it to you. But I'll be working with these templates going into the trade room this week. So go ahead and join us for the open house. I know a lot of people are still on vacation. But let's take a look at the 6E's price action. And that really sold off today. Got a lot of it overnight. And at first there was a retracement, but always going into the RTH session, you get that turnaround. And that's why these templates are so great. Allowing you to wait, sit on your hands until this turns back around and you get that trend confirming in the direction that you want to take it in. So, pick your spots and then take your trades. And you can sit out in your trend filter. So that was the setup today. That was overnight. Big move in the euro. Came in on the day session, got your standard, whipsaw, and then gave you a little bit at the end. So it was basically over by the time we got into the US session, as is pretty standard for the euro. Let's take a look at the YM. It really sold off overnight too. A lot of good price action today. Here we go. Good big move on the 15-minute. Big directional move. Overnight, then you got your pullback, and about 9:30 it took off again. So this is good, not to be selling this because you don't have your signal yet, even though you got your bar reversal. You've got your opposite linear regression telling you, no, no, don't take that trade. You just have to wait, be patient for them to come together, and keep it on 4 or all. And that's all you basically want to trade. Okay. And then come in on your lower time frame and scoop them up. And let's see. Here we go. Big move starting about 9:30. Some really nice trades if you want to restrict your entries to these trigger threes. And this is something too. Also, I want to again show you that you can test um, these triggers in Blackbird, and I'll show you how to do that with your back testing. We'll go over the back testing in our webinar on Thursday. So that's about all I have for you. I think the markets are also, it's just getting into the summer month. Sell in May, go away. And I think that's also um, has a lot of the market participants thinking about that. So anytime there's a good excuse to dump some of your shares, like today was the day to do that on that Italy news. But I mean, it's really no different than the way we've got our government set up. And so I think either that Trumpism is, infecting and taking over, globally, or we haven't even started to scratch the surface on our draining of the swamp and closing down some of those benefits and packages that were doling out to people in past years who served 2 or 3 years in the government and then walk away with a full boat of benefits on the back of the U.S. taxpayers. I think we need to be looking at that also. So it's not just Greece and Italy that we need to be thinking about. But anyway, um, don't get me started. So that's all we have today. Come register for the webinar, and I'm going to be able to customize these templates for you and work with you. If you have something else in mind that you would like, just let me know. I'll be glad to work with you to get those hammered out. Thank you so much, and y'all have a good afternoon. We will see you in the trade room tomorrow. Bye-bye.